Continuing on Chapter 6 Acting. Start on page 281. Casting is characterization, Hitchcock pointed out. Once a role has been cast, especially with a personality star, the essence of the fictional character is already established. In a sense, stars are more real than other characters, which is why many people refer to a character by the actor's name, rather than by the name of the person in the story. After working with Hitchcock on the script of Strangers on a Train, the novelist Raymond Chandler ridiculed the director's method of characterization. His idea of character is rather primitive, Chandler complained, nice young man, society girl, frightened woman, and so on. Like many literary types, Chandler believed that characterization must be created through language. He was insensitive to the other options available to a filmmaker. For example, Hitchcock was a cunning exploiter of the star system, a technique that has nothing to do with language. For his leading ladies, for instance, he favored elegant blondes with an understated sexuality and classy, ladylike manners, in short, the society girl type. But there are great individual differences between such heroines as Joan Fontaine, Ingrid Bergman, and Grace Kelly, to mention only three of Hitchcock's famous blondes. Hitchcock's casting is often meant to deceive. His villains were usually actors of enormous personal charm, like James Mason in North by Northwest. Hitchcock counted on the audience's goodwill toward an established star, permitting his heroes to behave in ways that can only be described as morally dubious. In Rear Window, for example, James Stewart is literally a voyeur, yet we can't bring ourselves to condemn such a wholesome type as Jimmy Stewart, the all-American boy, see 4-22. Audiences also assume that a star will remain in the movie until the final reel, at which point it's permissible, though seldom advisable, to kill him or her off. But in Psycho, the Janet Leigh character is brutally murdered in the first third of the film, a shocking violation of convention that jolts audiences out of their complacency. Sometimes Hitchcock cast awkward, self-conscious actors in roles requiring a note of evasive anxiety, like Farley Granger in Rope and Strangers on a Train. In cases such as these, self-conscious acting is precisely what is called for, it's part of the characterization. Many filmmakers believe that casting is so integral to character, they don't even begin work on a script until they know who's playing the major roles. Yasujiro Ozu confessed, I could no more write, not knowing who the actor was going to be, than an artist could paint, not knowing what color he was using. Billy Wilder always tailored his dialogue to fit the personality of his players. When Montgomery Clift backed out of playing the lead in Sunset Boulevard, Wilder rewrote the part to fit William Holden, who brought totally different character nuances to the role. Like photography, mise-en-scène, movement, editing, and sound, acting is a kind of language system. The filmmaker uses actors as a medium for communicating ideas and emotions. Merely by casting a performer like Lamberto Maggiorani rather than Cary Grant, Vittorio De Sica radically altered the artistic impact of Bicycle Thieves. Not that Maggiorani is a better actor than Grant. Quite the reverse is true, but their artistic skills are not in question here. What is involved is the utter authenticity of Maggiorani as opposed to the complex iconography of Grant, an iconography rich in glamour, wit, and sophistication, and hence totally inappropriate for the role. As we have seen, strongly iconographic stars such as Gary Cooper and Marilyn Monroe embody a complex network of emotional and ideological values, and these values are part of the filmmaker's artistic statement. In analyzing the acting in a movie, we should consider what type of actors are featured and why: amateurs, professionals, or popular stars? How are the actors treated by the director, as camera material or as artistic collaborators? How manipulative is the editing? Or are the actors allowed to recite their dialogue without a lot of cuts? Does the film highlight the stars or does the director encourage ensemble playing? What about the star's iconography? Does he or she embody certain cultural values or does the star change radically from film to film, thus preventing any iconographic build-up? If the star is highly iconographic, what values does he or she embody? How does this cultural information function within the world of the movie? What style of acting predominates? How realistic or stylized is the acting style? Why were these actors cast? What do they bring with them to enhance their characters? 6-37 Erin Brockovich, 2000, with Julia Roberts, directed by Steven Soderbergh. Show me an actor with no personality, and I'll show you someone who isn't a star, Katharine Hepburn once observed. In the contemporary cinema, Julia Roberts radiates personality. Beloved by the public for her spectacular good looks and captivating smile, she is an accomplished performer in straight dramatic roles. But she really shines in comedies, where her acting style is so spontaneous it hardly looks like she's working. On her rare appearances on talk shows, she is funny, smart, and charming. Next chapter, dramatization, Chapter 7. Presented by
TheBullyExposed.com.